Welcome in. I'm Stacy, and this is the Steampunk Airship set 85021. It contains 1,949 pieces, and today I'm going to take you through this build bag by bag. Big thanks to Pantasy for providing us with this set. If you enjoy this video, please hit that thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content. Boy, was I surprised when I opened up bag 1 to find 2 small bags of Technic and pins. There's probably about 8 system pieces here, but this was really good and the pieces feel great. The pins fit great. There's a couple of small Technic builds that you join together, and then these angles on the end and the edging is all system pieces. So a nice sturdy base for this airship so far. The second bag is mostly system and it is solid. I really like the use of all the primary colors, even though I know they're going to get covered up. I still think it makes the build more fun. There's a couple holes left in the bottom of the airship itself so that it can sit on top of the stand, and the Technic pieces from the stand come up through those holes, and then they're attached by some pins. So there'll be no removing this from the stand. Those masks are really neat. I don't think I've ever seen those before. Really interesting to see what the actual size of this build is going to be. Bag 3, I continued building more of this beautiful ship. The hull on both sides is actually printed brown and gold pieces. And now we've got a nice burgundy base there. And we've got 2 propeller engines. There's Technic inside both of these. What I did find building these is that the propellers moved really nice and smooth until I put it all together. Then it was a little bit tighter, but I can see that there's pins sticking out towards the ship on both sides. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on to that to help that Technic work to spin those propellers. Bag 4 was adding lots of details to the deck. We've got some great aesthetics with railings and gold trim. The bow, we have a gun and a steering wheel. And then in the middle, we have our steam boiler. There's all kinds of gears underneath that. You can see there's some pins sticking out of the sides and more gears on the other side. And then also in this brown casing is more Technic. So you can't necessarily see all of it, but this brown knob here apparently is going to control the propeller movement, and there's a fin that goes on later that will control as well. But the Technic inside that brown casing, it appears it's going to connect to the Technic in the boiler as well. The 5th bag is absolutely my favorite bag of the build so far. It's an individual build, and when you're finished, you place it over the mast. They come right up through the bottom of it, and it's attached by this gray pin at the stern. As well, it's attached to the steam boiler in the middle, and then at the very top of the second level, there's some green L Technic pieces that are attached by some pins. Now, I did test out my Technic by turning that brown knob, and I have the gears at the bottom of the boiler moving and the gears at the back of the stern on the second level moving. Now, I would say pay close attention to these brown knobs on the gears at the top. One is up high, the other one is down low. That's as per instructions, so I'm assuming there's a reason for it. I do have a feeling that this build is about to get more difficult going forward. Bag number 6, and this is where I say, wow, look at this. We've basically added another 1.5 levels to the height, although I think this is as tall as it's going to get because we can see the steampunk chimney at the top. Now, most of this is going to be covered by the envelope once we start adding that, but you can see that there's some really sturdy bricks in here to keep it solid. There are parts of this step that you want to make sure you pay attention to the amount of pressure that you put, because you don't want to push other things out of place, but once it's all together, it's very sturdy. I'm really just in awe of this design. It's really incredible. In bag 8, we focused on the back of this top piece. So we've got lots of gears attached on the outside of both of these fins, and those gears work and really give it that steampunk look. Lots of gears and Technic in the middle. We've got a propeller and a flap above that, and these gold fins are amazing. Now I did turn that brown knob to make sure that everything works, and it actually spins the inside Technic and those gears outside. Pretty cool. Let me know what you think so far. Bag 8 is almost all system, and I got through this very quickly, but I'm so excited to now see what this envelope is going to look like and how everything attaches. So you can see that there's 2 plates, one on each side with these portals, nice gold and printed pieces, but in behind those, there's 3 separate plates that are attached together by hinge pieces, and then they attach onto the top of the set. So definitely very interesting. If you take a look here at these propellers, you may notice that I actually made a mistake in the last bag. I had the gold casing for the propeller up at the top, and then once I got to the next step for the other propeller, I realized I had made a mistake. Luckily, it was just on by a pin, so it was easy to disconnect and swap them around. I will say though, I really like the propellers for the bottom one, those black pieces. I don't know if I've ever seen them before. Look really good with the gold. There is more work done on the outside envelope in bag 9. Look at how grand this is now. Some beautiful gold pieces, some beautiful printed pieces as well. If you take a look at the top piece of the envelope, you can see that it's actually got another piece that's on a hinge added to it, so the top is a little bit longer, but beautiful printed pieces there on the top and bottom. And take a look from this angle. Obviously this is going to be covered up, we can see those hinges, but a beautiful perfectly shaped octagon here. It's how you know that you have everything on there properly, because getting these on to the plates that are underneath, you really have to be gentle. It's not hard, you just have to be gentle and make sure that everything is lined up and attached tightly. There are 5 great minifigs, and they all come with sitting poses. From left to right, we have our engineer, our explorer, our captain, and 2 crew members. Their outfits are really well done. Some of them have different color hands, like they have gloves on, and they have prints on the back and the bottom halves, and even the extra bottom half has prints, and that way you know exactly which bottom half goes with who. They're very cute, and I'm looking forward to actually putting them on this set. The last bag, this came together so nicely. I just love all the details and the overall look of this. See the nose, we've got a printed piece behind the gear, and then behind the printed piece, we have more of those angle pieces. We had to build those 8 times. And then we added the rigging and the ladders. And I got the minifigs on. There's so many studs on this. The ladders were such a fun build. In the back, we have the fins, which are basically a thin plastic, and they're attached by some brown pins. But I just love that there's all these gears, and they're working gears. They're not just for show. Pantasy did a great job with this one, and thank you to them for sending this along. And thank you to you all for watching. Please hit that thumbs up and subscribe on your way out. And until next time, keep clicking those bricks.